Alright, yeah, it's Beerzerker here, and we got Sam Adams. Alright, so, alright, here we got, it's the Winter Lager, product of the United States, of course. Has a best before date, and it's for September of next year. And, looking for, ABV. Sorry, not finding it. 5%, 5.5%. There we go. Alright. Woo! Alright. So, kudos on the on the pack. I know that it's something we all take for granted, but I got some beer a little while ago that was in an awful pack holder, and it was just reckless behavior and grounds for alcohol abuse. Okay, we don't like flimsy shit, and these guys they got an OK 6-pack holder, so that's we're starting it off okay. Now I saw this and I was kind of excited because I guess, one would assume that you don't make dark lagers or something, but that's not true. There's a few dark lagers out there, and they're fucking good, okay? And it's definitely winter out. We're gonna have a minus 55 wind chill tomorrow. Looking like it's 39 degrees below Celsius up here in Canada. Alright. Pouring for a maximum foamage here. Well, there's a color shot. It's a bit transparent. It's like a dark caramel color, reddish brown. A little more brown than red. A little bit of color, a little bit of tint to the head, but it's still more of a cream color, maybe a super light beige. Fabulous aroma, and I haven't had their lager, I believe it or not. If I have, it's been years. Well, I did enjoy their Winterfest, or no, sorry, their Oktoberfest. Yeah, great aroma off of here, and I had some of this with a steak. Perfect for a steak, and it was really good steak. Yeah, just falling apart. You know what I mean? Mega marbled AAA grade Canadian beef. It was. Yeah, that's really nice and malty up front. Um, I really like the malts in the beer. I can't complain about the barley in the beer. Um, there's a real pronounced bitterness in the back, a real solid, non-shifting, I'm here kind of bitterness that's just perfect. It's great. Um, I don't know if this is supposed to emulate the Winterfest or what. The only one. I don't know. I've had homebrew Winterfest and stuff. It's way better than my homebrew Winterfest. Turned out. It's still a bit light in the back of it all. It's kind of goes down a little bit thin in comparison to maybe a brown ale, which is what I would compare the malt bill of this to, I would imagine. Nice red in there, so there's probably some crystal malts and stuff. Yeah, you can't get around the bitterness though. It's really just BAM! Right in the back there. Nice maltiness, and then pow! This would be a good match between this and Rickard's Red. I think that'd be a pretty good. This is what this beer's competing against. I think I like this one maybe a little bit better. I'm not sure if Rickards is an ale or a lager. It doesn't really say on it, and I've never really bothered to find out. And maybe next time I taste one, maybe I'll think more. I just kind of assumed it was an ale, but it's kind of hard to tell. But you know, when you drink this, you got to think lager because your brain will automatically assume that it's an ale because that's what you're accustomed to these color beers being ales, right? And your brain maybe associates that with, but it is definitely a crisper, like stankier flavor that you know maybe more of a pilsner-esque edge to it. Definitely. But if you keep that in mind, if you think pilsner when you're drinking it, then you can kind of come around to the associations of what the lager yeast is bringing to this beer. A little bit of the bitterness and how that's coming across. Um, it's lacing a bit here. It's okay. But I mean, then again, it is a lager, right? I mean, most lagers aren't super proficient lacers, and some of them are still pretty good though. I really like it. Like if you like beer with a nice bitter backbone to it, and some great maltiness, a little bit heavy on the malts up front, you know. Um, that's what it is. It's not real too complex, but there's a lot of flavor in it. But it's basically maltiness, and there's a bit of complexity in that, and then this huge bitterness, and there's a little bit of complexity within that, and then basically the two just blend for the aftertaste. Mostly just the bitterness from the hops or whatever, and then you pick out the lagerness of it in the back of the flavor, just after the main bitterness is come around to show its face, and then you realize it's a bit thinner, uh, kind of a refreshing beer for a winter beer. But there's definitely the maltiness and everything right there to kind of make it a winter beer. Winter lager, a winter ale may be a little step up for a winter beer, like a brown ale. Maybe it's a little more warming. Lagers always seem to kind of be a bit crisp and cooling to me. But definitely, if you're curious, give it a shot. This is not. You'll be glad you bought it. I'm just glad that people try this kind of thing. Guinness has the black lager. That's another one you might be interested in trying from one of these main vein breweries here. So frothing up a bit. It's holding up pretty good to the end for a lager too. Yeah. I almost like it uncarbed a little more like that. Get some of that CO2 out of there. A little more what I'm used to. Well, an 8 out of 11. And that might be a little low. I really enjoy this beer. Definitely recommend picking it up. I imagine like a Festbach or something, like a real nice all grain home brew or something would really smoke this. But the more I drink it, the more I like it. And you really need to try this beer. Right on. I'm at 8 out of 11 or something. Woo!